Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yatkripa tamaham vande Shri Gurudina Tarane Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Jai Gurudev. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 40th shloka. Please repeat. Neha bhikrama nashosti. Neha bhikrama nashosti. Pratyavayo na vedyate. Pratyavayo na vedyate. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya. Trayate mahato bhayat. Trayate Mahato Bhayat. Okay, I'll read the translation. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from most dangerous type of fear. Anyone available to read the purport? The first paragraph of the purport?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'll read here.
Please, thank
Purport.
you.
Activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed, otherwise, the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect, even though not finished. The performer of such work is therefore not a loss, even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. 1% done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning is from the point of 2%, whereas in material activity without 100% success, there is no profit. Aja, Ajamila performed his du- Ajamil performed his duty in some percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed at the end was 100% by the grace of the Lord. There is a nice verse in this connection in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.17.
I can read this.
Ji-
त्यक्त्वा स्वधर्मं चरणाम्भुजं हरेर् भजन्नपाक्वोऽथ पते ततो यदि यत्राक्वा वा भद्रम् अभूतमुष्य किं को वार्थ आप्तो अभजतां स्वधर्मता.
Should I continue?
Yes, we can finish actually. We can finish the purport, then we'll discuss.
Okay. If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on the account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? Or, as the Christians say, what profit a man if he gain the whole world yet suffer the loss of his eternal soul? Material activities and their results end with the body, but work in Krishna consciousness carries a work again to Krishna consciousness even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmin or in a rich aristocratic family that will give one a further chance for elevation. This is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So let's take an example. Many of the students, they appear for competitive exams. There are different competitive exams. Let's say somebody wants to get into IIT and they work hard, they clear the prelims, and now they are in the final. It may be IIT or IAS or so many exams like that. So they clear the prelims, they go to the final, and in the final, they are able to clear, they come till interview, and in the interview, they are not chosen, or they are just missing the final with just couple of points, let's say. So they just missed out. Now, just because they missed with a small margin, they will not get to start next time. Okay, you have done 90% and you just missed, or 99% and just missed by 1%. Next attempt you can just cover that 1%, and then you'll be selected to IIT or IAS or whatever it may be. Does it happen like that? What do you think?
No.
No, it doesn't. You have to again take the prelim, you have to take the IIT or IAS, whatever means you have to take, all the different stages you have to pass. Only then you get the final. And again, you past performance is not counted. Yeah, you may have the knowledge, that's okay, but your performance in the exam will not be counted. But in Krishna consciousness, it is not like that. Whatever success you have made in this life will go on with you. So if you are able to do 99% and with 1% you missed, get perfection, next life you start from that 1%. So that is great benediction on this path. And Krishna is encouraging Arjun that you stay in this path. Don't get distracted or deviated. And through Arjun, he is telling us all. Another example which comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a story of Ajamil. So, as we have discussed before, Ajamil was born as a Brahmin. He was trained to some extent to do ritualistic as well as devotional activities and Brahmanical activities and Krishna consciousness. So, he had some, but he had not uh, become very advanced in this. He had become only a little training he got, and then he got distracted, he got deviated, and he saw some not so much advanced in culture people. They were uh, openly intermingling with man and women, and that disturbed his mind, and he started getting desires of having similar relationship with a prostitute, and he engaged in those activities so much that he left his home and started spending most of his time in relation with the prostitute, and his family duties, whatever his responsibilities, he left all of that, his Brahmanical culture, everything he actually left. But one thing previously he had done is that named his son Narayan. And when he was about to die, at that time, he was remembering his son Narayan. And because of that, Lord name which he took, it gave him so much benediction that at the time of death, both Yamadut and Vishnudut they came, and they had uh, both presented their reasons why Yamadut should take the soul, Atma of Ajamil to Yamalok and then give him all the punishment which he needs to get in hell, because he is married, he didn't do his marriage responsibilities, he went after the prostitute, had illicit relationships. All of this means they have to get punishment. And Vishnu Dut, they said, but he has spoken the name of Narayan. So he is someone whom you can't touch. Now, this was bewildering for Yamaduts, because they were thinking, that they have the complete authority on this soul. And then finally, the Vishnu Dut, they won. And Vishnu Dut didn't allow Yamduts to take, and Ajamil got a second chance. He got a second chance to perfect his life, and then he gave up all the bad activities and everything, and he became completely pure. So it is important to understand that this is not an example to think that, oh, I can get away with any nonsense, whatever nonsense I may do, and at the time I'll remember God, and that way I can get. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to give up the cheating mentality. This is a cheating mentality, to think that you can cheat the Lord. You cannot. This is an example of giving second chance, and through him telling each one of us that the power of the holy name is immense. And if we take the holy name seriously and sincerely and take to this process, then the immense benefit which we can get, we can't even imagine. So this is to encourage, and it is actually there in every scriptures, uh, whether it is, the Vedic scriptures, or there are scriptures which may be uh, practiced or accepted in other faiths, like Christianity or Islam. But the connection with the Lord and the love of God is the center of all. And here, Prabhupada quotes from Christians: "What profiteth a man if he gain the whole world yet suffer the loss of his eternal soul?" So it means, even if you get the whole world, you become the king of the world. But if you are thinking just by becoming the king of the world, I'll be happy. No, it is not going to work like that. Until and unless you are not in the highest level of spirituality, you will actually not be able to connect with the Supreme Self. And that is like your soul is suffering. And that is the reason we have so many stories in our scriptures where so many kings are there, great kings, great personalities, but they are going through troubled times, difficult times. This shows us that many people want to be the king, but that is not going to end the misery. Kings can also be miserable. What we really want is, we want to get out of the misery. That is what we all want. We want to be happy. And Arjuna had the same consciousness. He wanted to be happy too. So Prabhupada here is concluding that if one takes to the spiritual life, Krishna consciousness nicely, practices Bhagavad Gita, and if they are not able to do properly, they start next life from where they have left. So that is important. So the worst thing can happen is that we may not get perfection, and then next time we are born in a very spiritually advanced family, spiritual advanced environment, cultured Brahmins family, or very rich aristocratic family, where we don't have to work hard for resources, and we get the resources to use in the service of the Lord. So like that, we will have benefit after benefit if we stick to this path, or even if do it for a short time. Okay, so we'll pause here. Any questions, any comments from this particular shloka? Okay, we'll go to 41 then. Please repeat after me. व्यवसात्मिका बुद्धिर् व्यवसायात्मिका
Bhakti
एकेह कुरु नन्दना
Ekeha Kurunandana
Nandana
अहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च
Bahushakha Anantascha
Krishna
बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम्.
Buddhiyo
Buddhaya
Avyasainam.
Vinam.
Anyone available to volunteer for reading the translation?
Yes, I can read.
Please.
Just a minute. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. Purport. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasaitmaka intelligence. The Chaitanya Charamrita Madhya 22.62 states,
I can read this. श्रद्धा शब्दे विश्वास कहे सुदृढ़ निश्चय Krishna bhakti kaile sarva karma krita haya.
Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. Fruitive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to duties like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvam iti sa Mahatma.
Durlabha.
Sudurlabha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudev or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. As by watering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches. So, by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna. And one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Sila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in his famous prayer for the spiritual master as follows.
I can read. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya
Yasya
aprasadat
prasadat nagati kuto api dhyayam suvam tasya
Dhyanastuvamstasya
yasya
yashakritam
Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance to being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate, then pray for his mercy.
3 times a day.
Uh, okay. Excellent. Uh, I should therefore meditate and pray for the mercy 3 times a day and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically but practically. When there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities, one who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, great. So, this is a very important shloka. व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिर एके ह कुरुनंदना बहु शाखा ही अनंताश्च बुद्धायो व्यवसायिनाम. So vyavasatmika buddhir is resolute intelligence in Krishna consciousness. So buddhir, everybody knows.
Hare
Vyavasayatmika in
Krishna.
in Krishna conscious business or Krishna conscious activities. So here, uh, Krishna is telling Arjun that those who are in this path are focused, one pointed intelligence. They don't go here and there, don't get bewildered, distracted. They are focused. in their aim, one pointed. Prabhupada starts the purport by sharing a quote from another scripture called as Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he shares that firm faith means Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kohe Sudrida Nishchay. So, firm faith in the Supreme Lord in this process of Krishna consciousness means that if I follow this, then everything actually will fall into place. So, one can understand that if we follow the scriptures very nicely and follow the rules and regulations nicely and based upon the times, place, and circumstance, do apply in our life, all the challenges, the problems which may appear, they will actually be taken care. And this is a fact. Many of us who have tried to apply the teachings of Bhagavad Gita in our daily life have witnessed this. That if you take even small steps in trying to apply Bhagavad Gita, it helps in making impossible things possible. So, in fact, Prabhupada is also giving a beautiful line here talking about what is Shraddha or what is faith. So, Prabhupada is saying faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. So, it is very sublime, it is not very gross or very obvious, but you have unflinching trust based upon the scriptures, based upon God. That actually is real faith. So when one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, then automatically other duties or obligations will be taken care if we conduct ourselves in this manner. And Prabhupada is mentioning that there are maybe family traditions, there may be humanity, nationality, different obligations are there. They will all fall in place. And one does not get reactions from good or bad deeds, because now we are not doing any good or bad deeds, we are doing those activities which are going to connect us with the Lord. Taking the example of Arjun, here Arjun was going to fight. Now fighting in some situation may be taken as a good activity for a kshatriya to protect, but then it can be taken as a bad activity because it may be killing associated with it, and if you're killing somebody, then that's not good because you're going to get reactions of killing. But when Arjun is doing the same fighting as an instrument in the hand of Krishna, Arjun gets good results or bad results? What do you think? When Arjun is doing fighting
Good.
under the instructions of Krishna, does he get good results or bad results?
Good results.
Anybody else?
Good results.
So good results everybody is saying. Anybody who has difference of opinion? Anybody who says not good results? Actually, Arjun doesn't get any good or bad results because good and bad are actually from material perspective. Arjun gets sukriti, which is the word from spiritual perspective. So spiritual perspective, it is a good result, but it is not good from material perspective because one is not under the subject of karma. If one is acting under the direction of Krishna, then one is not going to be subjected to karmic reactions. So Arjun is not going to get subjected to karma. So Arjun, whatever he is doing is going to bring him to the highest level of spiritual consciousness, and he will not be getting entangled in good or bad results. For us, same thing can be applicable. If we are conducting ourselves in spiritual consciousness, in the consciousness which Bhagavad Gita recommends, which is very much possible and so many people are doing it, or at least trying to do it. And if we try to follow the path of great saints, great souls, then we can see our life also getting transformed and we will not get subjected to karmic reactions. So that is the point here to be understood. And this is the highest perfection. When we are at the highest level of Krishna consciousness, then no karma can touch you. And this is to be done in according with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So, Guru means spiritual master. Prabhupada here mentions that this practice has to be done under Guru. So, Guru Shishya Parampara was integral part of our tradition in the Vedic culture. It always happened that the students will be trained under a guru. Why is that important? Because they can see the life of guru, how the guru is practically applying the teachings in their life, and if they are doing it, then that will give inspiration for the students also to do it. These days we see many times teachers are teaching the student, but teachers may not themselves be following it, so the students will also not want to follow it. Students see, oh, teacher is saying something, but they are not doing it, so why should we do? But in traditional Vedic culture, the guru, many times guru will have, they will be guru and his wife, like Dronacharya and his wife used to be there, and the students used to come, they used to stay there with the guru. Sometime they'll go back to their house, but sometimes they'll stay with the guru and they'll learn the topics, different subjects, and get training and then go back. Same thing we see in the life of Krishna. Krishna went to Sandipani Muni, and so everybody had the guru, and from them they learned military science, they also learned spiritual science, they also learned practical daily life science, everything they were learning. And these brahmanas who were taking the role of teachers, they were exemplary in giving that training. So similarly, we see in modern days also, if we are serious and sincere, then Krishna will connect us to the right person who is exemplary, who is actually a guru, who is showing by their example how Bhagavad Gita can be practiced and applied in daily life. So it is mentioned that it is very difficult to satisfy every single one, but if we do Krishna consciousness, then it is like watering the root of the tree, and all the branches, leaves, fruit, everything will get nourished. Similarly, when we practice Krishna consciousness, it is the heart or the root of everything, and this will make all the other living entities, people, demigods, family, everyone actually will get nourishment by this, and they will also get benefited. And our duties in family, society, country, humanity, everything will actually be satisfied. And this is where Prabhupada is quoting Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And this one, Prabhupada had taken in his core of his heart these teachings of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So in this particular shloka, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, fixed, resolute intelligence means making the instruction of the Guru as life and soul. So Srila Prabhupada, he was given a few instruction by his Guru Maharaj. One of the instruction which Srila Prabhupada was given when he was young is that you take this message of these scriptures, the Vedic scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and all, and take it to the English speaking world. You are young, intelligent, young boy. You take this message and share it with the English speaking audience. And Prabhupada at that time had first met his Guru. He wasn't even sure if he is Guru. He had not even spoken. He was not even deliberated on this fact that this person can be my Guru. He just came and he was not even interested in coming. Prabhupada thought that many of these so-called gurus or sadhu, they claim themselves as guru or sadhu or sannyasi, but their character is not so exemplary. So I'm not so interested in this. But he had a friend, Narendra. He said, no, this person is different. You should come. And he took. And when he went there and he was paying his pranams and then got up, at that time, just looking at this boy, his guru said, "Hey, you should take this message, take it to the English speaking world." And then he started asking question that India is still under British rule. Who will listen to us? And first we should get independence. And so many other arguments he gave. And his guru refuted all the arguments and made this point that if you take to this, everything else will get better. And that's what happened. Prabhupada took to the science of Bhagavad Gita. He actually practiced and he was writing. He was deliberated how to share it with the English speaking audience. With time, India was out of British rule. With time, Prabhupada got the means to come to America. With time, Prabhupada had no money, nothing, no help. But he had this firm faith that if I keep executing the instruction of my guru, everything will fall in place. And that's what happened. Within the next 1 year, ISKCON was established. 1965 Prabhupada came, 1966 ISKCON was established, and after that, for next 12 years, Prabhupada had started with no money. And in 12 years, Prabhupada had 108 temples all over the world. Prabhupada traveled the whole world 14 times. And today we see we have more than 1,000 temple, almost 2,000 temples all over the world, small and big combined, including the centers. Uh, we also have so many books which are being printed, published, distributed. We have so many people whose heart has transformed, whose life has changed. Many people were so much into negativity, depression, suicide ideation, and they have come out of it. And they are feeling not just better, but they are transforming the life of others. So there's so many such examples. So we can see that one person was not lazy. Srila Prabhupada was not lazy. He was determined. He had the faith that our Vedic culture is not inferior. These days we see because of the British propaganda and Islamic propaganda and Western propaganda, people from Indian origin don't even know how rich our heritage is. They don't even understand the scriptures have so much depth and practical application. Many of the people from other traditions, they are looking into yoga, to spirituality by looking at India, uh, whether it be from West, Russia, China, Japan. But Indians themselves have actually lost the faith and the understanding. But one person, Srila Prabhupada, is serious. And there are few other people, there are few other organizations who are reviving this um, science which is there in our scriptures and making it practical and relevant for people to understand and apply in their daily life. So Prabhupada quotes this prayer, which is from the Guru Ashtakam, and this prayer basically means that if one has a bona fide guru who is actually connecting, inspiring us, and connecting us with the Lord, with Krishna, then that person is to be pleased. If we please that person, then Krishna will be pleased. If we don't please that person, then we cannot please Krishna directly. So it is very important that we understand that focus is to see how we can practically apply the science of Bhagavad Gita in our daily life and feel the connection with the Lord. And this will happen under the guidance of a guru. And if we are able to please such a guru who is inspiring us to live our life meditating and focusing on Krishna conscious activities and inspiring us in that way, such person has to be pleased. And if such person is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. And such person will be pleased when we are very, very sincere in our attempts to please Krishna. So a guru or a saint is usually very happy when we are engaged in pleasing Krishna. And Krishna is very happy to see that we are trying to please Krishna and our guru. So this is how we can advance. So Prabhupada concludes here by saying that the whole process depends on perfect knowledge of soul beyond the conception of body, not theoretically but practically. Matlab, theoretically we all know that we are Atma, but what is the practical application? So that is to be understood. So we are not going to engage in just satisfying the body and the senses, but actually going to come out of it, because that is what the animals are doing. Animals are satisfying the body and the senses, but humans can get beyond it, can get above it, uh, can get to a better consciousness. So there are different levels of consciousness. One level of consciousness is annamay. Anything we see, we put in mouth. Like a child, small child, anything they see, they put in mouth. Animals, many times they'll, want to eat. So that is an annamay consciousness. It's a low level of consciousness. But then spiritual life, we have to get higher level of consciousness. Like for example, we practice ekadashi fasting. So many of you may be doing ekadashi fasting today, or many of you may have done it yesterday. And that is one step for understanding that we cannot be controlled by our senses, but we have to control our senses, control our habits, control our actions. So in this way, we train ourselves to get out of the clutches of mind and senses. So this way we can advance spiritually. So Prabhupada ends by saying, one who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various type of fruitive acts. So here it is mentioned that one who is on this path is resolute in purpose, but the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. So for example, if somebody is going based upon what their are wanting, they cannot be fixed, they cannot stay fixed to the particular task which the scriptures are saying. Krishna is telling Arjun to stay fixed. This is what it is. Don't let your mind distract that, oh, maybe, I should not fight, or I should, do something else. I should beg. All these are mind traps. And this, and this happens in our life also. Many times we are trying to focus on one task, but we get distracted, we get deviated, because our resolute determination is not there. But if we are resolute in purpose, then we'll be fixed. Then we'll not go here and there, not get distracted. So this is an important shloka to understand and use in practical application. So I'll stop here. Anybody has any questions, any comments, any points, anything you want to share?
I have a question, but most
Hare Krishna.
likely, Hare Krishna, most likely, this is going to be a question for a lot of people,
Please.
uh, especially those who come to the United States and they feel that they are the workload as compared to what they do in, and I'm talking about the Indians mostly, what they do in India compared to what they do in United States is overwhelming or a lot, and it's not, it's a lot of people's question probably. So the question is, how much do you put yourself into spirituality or the path of spirituality, divinity, provided the life can also be so overwhelming with so many other things? So is it a one time thing that you devote yourself in one day, or is it a continuous process? And then how do you navigate that path that you do not feel that you're making a mistake or you are not? So if I'm
Okay.
clear.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So, how
Mhm.
much time should we devote in spiritual activities, because there are so many other obligations and necessary duties or things to take care of? So, actually, if we see, um, if something we understand is important for us, we will automatically find time for it. Then we will not um, have to do it, but we want to do it, we like to do it, we will do it. Like, for example, you may have a busy schedule, but then somebody says, hey, you are going to get $1 million, but you'll have to drive a couple of hours to go and get that $1 million. How many of us who are so busy, we'll say we don't have 4 hours, we don't have 4 hours in a day, because 2 hours going, 2 hours coming. But then if we hear $1 million we are going to get and my life is going to be set, so 4 hours, what to say, even if it takes 4 days, we will be ready to go and bring that, right? So wherever we feel that we are going to get something out of it, we will actually make time. Either it is going to be mind, like mind enjoys it, senses enjoys it, or intelligence knows it is important for me, beneficial for me. Any of these three, we will invest time in. Somebody may spend a lot of time in profession. The reason is that intelligence is saying, hey, if you don't do it, you're not going to be able to pay your bills, your mortgage, your life. We do a lot of things for recreation, for entertainment. Why? Mind and senses are saying we need it, we want it. So we have to train our intelligence to begin with, to understand that this is practically beneficial for me. And that intelligence, once it starts, then we have to create an environment where mind and senses also feel like they have some engagement. And that happens with the right kind of environment. We need like-minded friends who are in similar path, in the similar process, and who are engaged. If we feel good in their company, then we want to spend more time. It helps us. It psychologically helps us. It, helps us in so many different ways. We get a social environment. We get a lot of other needs are satisfied and taken care, and then people want to do it. So these things have to be addressed, and then we will actually not have to think about how much time we have to dedicate. We'll use our intelligence to see. But we have 168 hours in a week. Out of that, how many are we currently using in spiritual life? Or we have 24 hours a day. Are we having a regular program for at least utilizing 10% of the time? 10% is like 2.4 hours every day. So are we all doing like more than 2 or 2.5 hours every day or not? That is something which we have to ask. Because the human life is actually meant for spiritual purpose. I may not be able to utilize all 24 hours for spiritual purpose, but at least I can do 10%, 20%, 25%, depending upon at what level I am. So if we know why we are doing it, we will find out how to do it. If intelligence says, hey, this is a good deal, man, this is a really good deal, um, getting out of all the miseries, all the suffering in this material world, we have this human life, we have a nice opportunity reading Bhagavad Gita, we believe in God, we have some, believe in Bhagavad Gita. So if Krishna is speaking the Bhagavad Gita, at least we should pay attention and read it thoroughly and try to apply it, because we don't know how much time we have. If in our life we don't even study the Bhagavad Gita even once, then the very reason why we were having this believe in God, believe in Bhagavad Gita is defeated if we didn't even pay attention even once. So these are some of the questions which each one of us may have to contemplate on, think about, ask ourselves, and see what is good. Some people may be like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I can dedicate 15 minutes every day. So I'll read the Bhagavad Gita 15 minutes, and whatever questions come, and I'm going to not just read passively, but actively read. I'm intelligent. We are seeing so many different intelligent professional people here in the conference. So ask questions. What does it mean? How can I apply? And then every week when we have these conferences, we ask the question, we discuss, okay, this is what I read, this is what we discuss, how to apply this, different settings. And then we are actually going to have a more involved participation, not just theoretically in the conference, but in our everyday life, where we can apply it daily life. And then we know, okay, 15 minutes I'm giving to the reading of Bhagavad Gita, maybe meditating on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, 5 minutes a day. So it's not even 20 minutes to begin with. 10-15 minutes Bhagavad Gita, 5-7 minutes doing one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, where we can meditate intensely on the names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and start with that and see. It's a money back guarantee. Do it for 3 months, 4 months, and if you see no change, then you can stop doing it. You don't have to continue. But most people who have tried have seen benefit, provided they did it attentively and did it in association with people. They could see the fruit of the pudding, the the taste of the pudding lies in its eating. So if we taste it, we can decide whether we like it or not. And most people who we see coming on a regular basis, days after days, month after the month, year after year, are really wanting to give their time, energy to the process, to the people, are actually becoming better human beings. They are becoming better citizens. They are more constructive elements in the society. They are contributing to the society. They are not taking, they are selflessly giving. There is transformation of heart developing in those people, from hate to love, from exploitative mentality to selfless service, from vengeance and anger. They are actually happy and grateful. So these positive transformations start manifesting when we take to this process seriously and sincerely. Does it answer a question?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, yes. And I agree with whatever that you said. It's a calling.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anybody else would like to share any thoughts about this question which came up?
Prabhuji, I have one question for myself.
Yes, please go ahead.
I have a question. Whenever I go for social gatherings and all, I feel very uncomfortable because I feel the people are only talking about the appearance, where they travel on. And when I come home, it's very hard for me to disconnect. It takes me like couple of days that I don't know how to get disconnected from those thoughts and all.
Yeah, and
If I go
that
for
is
spiritual life, spiritual talks and all, I enjoy, I come back. But when I go for gatherings and all, generally I'm not a person. I will keep thinking, why am I here? I don't even belong to this world. I know it's so hard for me to disconnect. Like when I come home, it takes me like three couple of days to get from it, and I have to keep myself very busy, and it's very hard. I really, I have to be there. Sometimes you cannot avoid, but sometimes
yeah.
I feel it's very, I want to disconnect as much as possible very fast.
Yeah. So seems like you're making good spiritual advancement, like Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad was a small boy, 5 years old, and he was engaged in environment where there were all demons around him. And all the demons, they were only thinking about how to exploit others, take their property, get better, how, they are, so much having good power, prestige, influence by means of either their wealth, their power, their looks, their appearance, different other ways. So many times we see the society is influenced by such thoughts. And Prahlad was not very much interested in these thoughts. And how Prahlad conducted himself, he understood that these people um, have certain programming, you can say, or some, we use the word conditioning. They are conditioned in such a way. In modern terminology, you can use programmed in such a way, these people to act in this way. So Prahlad used to feel sorry for them. He used to feel compassionate and he used to pray for them. So this is how great saints do. They understand that the people in the ordinary world, they are not very advanced. They don't understand anything beyond the body, the appearance, and things of that nature. But somehow or the other, by God's grace, I have been blessed to see from a different perspective. thanks to Bhagavad Gita, thanks to Krishna, thanks to the devotees who have shared it with me. And then we use our intelligence in trying to figure out how these people can also get benefit. So usually they will not be open to your ideas right away. So intelligence would be to see what is the right way I can share Krishna with them. And that could take some time, and we don't necessarily need to hurry about it, but we need to get our grounding very, very strong. Because remember, when you are in in an airplane, they always say first wear your mask if the oxygen levels are low, then put the mask on your child. Similarly, first we have to get our grounding and standing in this process of Bhagavad Gita and Krishna consciousness very, very strong. And once we are very strong, those people, just by seeing you, they will actually get transformed. So there are many friends and relatives who I have been in touch with since the time I was not reading Bhagavad Gita, and now, and many of them who were initially not interested in this, slowly later on with time have become interested. And some of my friends, they were not serious at all, have become very serious. So this happens many times during our journey. Some people will challenge you, some people will even question, some people will test you, and you have to first get your understanding very deep and clear, and then you can help others. So wear our mask first, then we can help out others. So that is what I can share. Does it make sense?
Sense, but it's like I can help them. I try, they learn something, but the thing is, I just want to disconnect. Like I want my thoughts to be go away when I come home. I don't want them to bring back to my home. That is my thing. I just don't want any thoughts what I was listening to come to my home. I just want to
Yep.
get, by the time I drive home, it should be gone. That is my thinking. I don't know how to go about it.
So two ways you can do that. One is, how many rounds are you chanting every day of Bhagavad Gita? Or sorry, of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? How many rounds are you chanting?
Whenever I'm doing something, I'm chanting. It's not that I sit and fix timings. I just chant
Yeah,
all whenever I have to. Yes, that is in my mind. As you told last time, it should go in your subconscious mind where you're
correct.
chanting and it's going on. I don't, yes, I don't
So
sit.
that is perfect. What you are doing is perfect. But one thing which you could do is actually when
Mhm.
you're asking this, start a new habit, because every time we have to keep seeing how we can advance. So the next
Okay.
stage would be how we can engage our mind even when we are not having bad thoughts. Even right now, like, we can start investing 7 minutes every day just dedicated to meditating on each and every word of this Mahamantra. Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we can do softly. Many times people will do softly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So whatever word I'm speaking, I should be able to hear. Then,
Okay.
and our focus should be in hearing each and every word. And if we put
Okay.
our mind there, actually mind will start getting a practice or an exercise where the mind will start getting controlled. Right now our minds are uncontrolled, so whatever we try to do to the mind will repel. But this is an exercise, nice exercise to keep the mind engaged. What we have to engage in? Hearing each and every
Okay.
word, we have to hear attentively. So do it for 7 minutes every day, just not doing anything, just focusing on this. And if you have mala, you can do on the mala. That is very powerful, actually. That is recommended, and we can share more about it separately. If you don't have, I can arrange for this, or I can share some links where you can get it
Okay.
from.
Yeah.
So that would be
Thank you.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other
Sorry to
step
cut you.
is, I was just going to say that hearing these discussions on a regular basis, so I can share some more material with everybody, That way you can listen to that separately, or listen to the talks which we have recorded previously. Those spiritual talks, spiritual thoughts actually keep our mind very much
Mm-hmm.
pacified. Yes, you were saying
Thank you,
something.
Prabhuji. No, thank you, Prabhuji. This was really very helpful.
Thank you so much for a nice question.
Yes.
Okay, anybody else has any questions, comments, any points, any reflections, realizations? Okay,
I
so I
have
think
a
we
comment. Excuse me. I have a comment that I'm truly
yes.
enjoying these sessions actually. And thanks to you.
Oh, thank you very much for the kind words. Thanks to you for joining. Very grateful to each one of you, and we hope to continue and read and practice Bhagavad Gita together. We'll end here. Thank you very much. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Hari.